Well, I'm back, and I've survived another week, and I thought I'd put another video together because I have finally finished my T3-01. So this is the original box for the kit, and I finally put this together, and we're going to take a look, and then we're going to take it outside and try to break it. Or try not to break it. We're going to take it for a run and see how fast it goes. So this is my brushless build of the T3-01 from Tamiya. Alright, so this is my T3-01. It's finally finished, and as I said, I have built it as a brushless vehicle. And I've done quite a few upgrades. You probably can see a few already, but we're going to move the camera in a bit more, and we're going to take a closer look. Okay, so here we are. Some nice light there, so everybody can see everything. So here we are. This is a Tamiya T3-01. You'll notice I've actually painted the color scheme in a nice dark Tamiya blue and a nice red rather than using stickers. That took a lot more work than I had thought it would. So for as much as the build, I have changed quite a bit. So this kit originally cost me about $98 US, and in the end, I have my list here. In the end, I spent about $342. So there's about $250 worth of upgrades. Or, well, I mean, I put electronics and stuff, but there's about $250 worth of stuff added to this kit. And there's a bunch of things I bought that I couldn't get to work. So this looks like a road vehicle, but you'll notice I have an off-road front tire. I ordered that because it was supposed to be an off-road vehicle. That front tire is mounted to the aftermarket chrome rim, and at the back we have these Kawanda Racing nice wide wheels, but the tire is actually thinner, a narrower wall than the one that comes on the kit, so it's got a little bit smaller diameter, and I can show you with the original kit tires just a bit of the size difference with the Kawandas. So here's the original tire. So you can see it is quite a bit taller, right? So it's quite a bit bigger, but it's also narrower. So these are the tires they use on their M chassis. Tamiya uses on the M chassis kits. So I thought a little bit wider would actually make it a little bit more stable, but the diameter is a little bit less. Now, what I originally planned to do was to use these off-road tires, and it's from the Tamiya Tamtech Gear kits. It's from their buggy from Tamtech Gear, GB01 I think it's called. So I really wanted those on the back, which you can see are quite a bit bigger. The problem I had though, and I spent money and I bought these upgraded rims, 34s, to fit these tires. And they fit really well and they look like really good tires. However, I put the upgrade on the T3-01 for the rear CVD upgrade. And it comes with standard size axle, and these rims originally are bored for a much smaller axle where you put the screw in, no bolts, to hold it together, and as a result it has a smaller hex. So I bored out, you can see, I bored out the center to make it bigger, and I tried to grind down the nice aluminum hexes that come with the upgraded axle kit, and I couldn't grind them straight. I'm just using a Dremel. I did order nice GPM small 3mm hexes, but they take, and you can see in there the screw set, they take a screw through the center. So they take the smaller axle, they have no place to put a pin in. So I thought about trying to modify these to use these rims, but in the end I didn't think it was possible, and I had messed around with it so much I decided, okay, parts bin that stuff. Here are the original rims, but unfortunately they don't fit these tires very well because the width is totally different. You can try make them fit, but they just want to pop off and they stand up and look all kind of strange. But maybe I'll glue them up and try them at some later date. It'll look pretty cool to have those wheels on the back. They just don't fit well enough. Alright, so that was one issue I run into, and I ended up buying several sets of tires trying to upgrade. So be aware, if you build a T3-01, some upgrade parts don't work with others because they're using Tamtec gear standard parts for some of their upgrades, and they're using normal 1/10 scale size parts for other upgrades. So those upgraded rear CVD won't work with those wide rims and the knobby tires. So some other upgrades I did. I couldn't get the suspension to work really well with the kit standard rear suspension, and I upgraded to this HR Racing aluminum system and put in the HR Racing springs, and you get 3 springs, so you can do a different spring set. So now that works really well, but before I couldn't get it to work. I do have an upgraded, you can kind of see it in there, the aluminum motor mount, and I did that because I was going with brushless, but that ended up being another huge problem because these upgraded Hobbywing motors, they have a spindle, they have a shaft that's 2.3 millimeters. Unfortunately, pinion gears are usually 2 or 3.2 or 3.3. So I tried to get an adapter, and all the adapters are for 2 millimeters to 3.2, and I tried boring out an adapter and I just ruined them. This is the second motor I bought because I tried to change the size of the shaft, the output shaft, on one motor and kind of screwed it up. Tried to change the diameter, so I bought another motor. So what I did in the end is I bought an HR upgraded pinion that was for 2 millimeter, and I used my Dremel drill press setup to drill it out to fit 2.3. So if you use these motors from Hobbywing, the 1030 BL, I think they're called, Hobbywing motors, be aware that the pinion shaft, the out shaft, the diameter of it is 2.3, and there's very few gears available for that. So you have to do some sort of mod, and Traxxas makes one, but here in China it would take me 3 months to get the Traxxas one. So fortunately I got HR, and I was able to drill it out, and I got that all set up. This car, of course, is completely ball raced. Of course, I did that upgrade. Another upgrade I did is I added this wheelie bar. And you may think that's overkill, but with the brushless, it does wheelie. So this is a wheelie dual rider, T3-01 that'll wheelie. Another couple upgrades I did, I put the Tamiya steering horn on, the aluminum one, because I have a nice Futaba metal geared. It's only got like 8 or 9 kilograms of power, but it's quite torquey. So I put on the aluminum one, and I put on these Twister RC, and they're only available for like a week, and I actually got some. This is the self-righting bar. So I got a carbon one of those, and I put on, for the steering on each side, I put on a carbon attachment that attaches to the rear frame to the servo horn. So the kits only come with one, and they're plastic, and you can actually put 2 on if you want to spend some more money. So I put 2 on. I figured it'd be a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit stronger, and a little bit easier on the servo to have equal pressure. So what else did I do? I got these GPM upgraded side rails that actually hold the body on. They're not really structurally important, but I thought they looked good. So that's kind of make things look good. As I already showed you, I have the upgraded front wheel, chrome, and tire. So this tire is just stickier, softer compound than the kit one. The kit one's really hard, so I thought for steering, this would work better. So if you're new to these cars, I'm also running on 2S 2S LiPo, and if you want to know what batteries fit, these Ace 1300 milliamp batteries are great, and I run the mini Tamiya connectors with these. A lot of the ESCs for the small scale come with these connectors, so that's why I use those. Very good. That's what I also used in my Kyosho hanging on racer, and it's also what I'll use in my X-Rider. I'll use these batteries. These are brilliant, and very cheap and very light, and you can get them to fit in. So how do these vehicles work? A little note on that: you have your servo in the back, and it just twists the vehicle. And when it twists, if you can see there, the front wheel, when it turns, the front wheel will turn the opposite way. So it's got a spring in it. Oh, one other note about building this: I didn't upgrade the shocks. I've been thinking about it, but it's about $50 for the hot racing front shocks, front forks. But you're supposed to put these rubber seals in grease to slow down the dampening, but it kept sticking at different heights, so I took them out. So that's just pure spring. And it works not too bad if I drop it. I'm going to do a little drop test. Let's do it from this side. Do a little drop test. So it still works pretty well, and I figure it wasn't that important. So if we lean the car to the left, the steering automatically turns left, and if we lean to the right, the steering automatically turns the other way. So that's how that works. So I'm going to actually have this hooked up to my good old 4PK Super R. I'm going to power that on, and I'll give a little demonstration of the steering. So here we go. So it leans back and forth. I'll hold it up. We'll take a look here. So that's all it's doing, is twisting the rear. It's pretty smart. Pretty smart design. Now if this happens to tip over, let's tip it over. So if this happens to tip over, oh no, my motorcycle turned over, it will actually self-right, which is really great, because if you play with motorcycles, them falling over is often a problem. So that is how the steering works, and a little demonstration of, so this is a 4300 kV, I think. Yeah, this is a very fast motor. So I've glued the tires. Originally I didn't, but I've glued them. So I think that is actually going to be quite a speedy little dual rider. So the sun's out. I was going to do this video yesterday, but it was raining. Sun's out. I think we shall take this out in the sun. We'll take a look, and maybe I can find, if I can find my speed meter, we'll put that in. Or maybe we'll try this new Sky RC one that hooks up to the app on the mobile phone. Maybe I can shove that in there somewhere, or glue it in here and get that to work. And we'll see how fast this brushless $340, not including the radio because I use that for many vehicles, or the battery, or the paint actually, $340 Tamiya plastic toy is, and it actually looks like a lot of fun. So Zoom out a little bit. There I am. So yeah, we're gonna take it outside. Let's see what this thing can do. How will it feel off-road? Oh, it's in the grass. It's in the grass. That GPS is pretty heavy, pretty high. Yeah, we're getting a little more. I put the GPS on, it's pretty heavy. 24 kilometers an hour. Not bad. Yeah, just jump well. Just jump it. Woo!
Oh gosh.
Launches. Yes, that's pretty well. Oh yeah!
That's a good one.
Hit a barrel
Can you do
roll.
that again?
Oh, I don't know if we'll be able to do that again. No. Well, we made it. Let's try again. Let's see, can we do it?
So they can go.
Like an off-road show. Oh! Almost got a backflip. Can't see where I'm going. So we took it out. We took it through its paces. This motor is really, really quick. It works really well. We did discover that the one little weird bolt that holds on the driver just lets go. So I got a lot of scrapes inside from the driver's helmet. A bit of water on it. Go through some water. So we get what, 23 kilometers an hour. And I think if I had a longer stretch and better terrain, we maybe even get a bit faster. Really fun. I don't know if it's worth the money if you do all these upgrades. Probably not. But it's really fun. It works really well. And that's my T3-01 brushless build. So we have more videos coming, so like and subscribe. I rarely ask, or I give threats if you don't. So like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll have more content coming more often, now that I'm stuck at home all the time, and we're not allowed to go anywhere because COVID's. Alright guys, that's all for today, and have a good one. Keep RCing. Ciao.